What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have a very spicy one for you guys. You guys know I like to do shorter term time frames, but this time we're going to be doing more of the swing trade. That way you can just sit back, kick back, and relax and make money as the days go on. And so what you really want to do is make sure you're watching all the way through to the end, because I'm going to be giving you guys the indicators that we're going to use. Then after that, I will be giving the settings. That's the most important part, right? The settings for the indicators, and then how to actually use the strategy. So as I'm going over each one of those parts, you want to make sure that you're taking the notes and writing it down, so that way you guys can go and test this strategy out yourself. Okay. And so, yeah, let's just kick into the video here. So let me go ahead and just stop this bad boy really quick. So I'll hit yes. And then I want to remind you guys that, this strategy, as you guys know, you can turn these strategies into bots. So you can program these things in TradingView or any other application, and it can just take the trade for you automatically. So that's one of the things as to reasons why you guys want to make sure that you're paying attention, because you can do that. And that's what we do over at Investobot. We have a hedge fund here that basically takes trades based on the indicators that we tell it. Like, here's an example. We've done over 11,000 back tests, and we have this in the order of gains. You can see here 284%. And so we're not playing any games here. We are going through all types of different settings in order to find the best one. So if you guys want to sign up and just make money passively through our hedge fund and not have to watch these videos anymore or any of that other stuff, head over to investobot.ai. The link is down below. Go ahead and sign up. And if you have any questions about it, you can email us at support@investobot.ai, or you can watch at the very end of the video. I'm going to be explaining more about this. But yeah, this is directly based on the fact that we've done a lot of research on these, and we've come to the conclusion that I don't want to actually take these trades when they can just be programmed in, right? And that's what we have here. Tons and tons. You guys can see here our strategy optimizer. We have tons of different settings that we have gone through. So yeah, check that out. Link in the description box below. Okay, so first off, what we are going to do here is I'm going to keep my screen blank. So a lot of people always like to ask, does this work on stock market, forex? This works everywhere. This works on anything and everything in all time frames. You just have to change up some of the settings if you guys would like to use it on something differently. But for now, I'm using the Bitcoin chart, and we also have if you guys would like to just take the trades yourself based off of this, I've got a link down below for Bybit. It's the best cryptocurrency exchange. You can also get up to $3,500 for free, depending upon your deposit. So check that out in the link description box below. So what we're going to do is we have this here. I'm on the BTC USDT on Binance on the 8-hour. Okay. And so we are going to go to the indicators, and we are going to type in MACD, and you'll see moving average, convergence, divergence. Then we are also going to type in volume, because we want the volume to be there as well. And so these are the first two that you're going to want to make sure that you guys are have on your chart. And so now we don't have to change anything for the volume. We do have to change something for the MACD though, okay? And so for the MACD, we're going to go over to these settings right here, and we are going to go to style. And all we are going to do is be using the histogram. So we don't need the MACD or the signal. Now, a lot of people use the MACD as a buy and sell indicator, and that's not what the MACD actually is. If you look at the wording of the MACD of what it's actually called, it's called the moving average convergence divergence indicator. So a moving average is always going to be a lagging indicator. And if you have a lagging indicator, it's not a buy and sell indicator. So that's why it works better on the higher term time frames. Now, having said that, this strategy that you guys see here, where we've done 11,000 back tests, this is on the 5-minute chart. And so you guys can see here clearly we have found a strategy that works really well. If you look at the profits that we've been making over here, we went from 10,000 to 30,000, or $0 to $30,000. So clearly it is possible, but that's why we have to do 11,000 back tests to find something that's actually profitable. But on the higher term time frame, your moving averages are better for the higher term time frame, because on the higher term time frame, things move slower, right? So that's why it works. So we have this, and we have our volume. And so now what we are going to be looking for is we are going to be looking for some of the divergences when it comes to the histogram here. Okay, so you guys can see here, like take for example this right here. We have the sellers are continuing to increase right here. So we have this little peak right here, this peak, and then this peak, but yet we are still making higher highs. So in order to make this strategy work, you do have to understand about higher highs and higher lows, and also divergences, as well as trends. Okay, and that's not really hard, but I'll be explaining those things as time goes on. So here you can see this. We have this making higher lows. So you have a low, you have a low, and you have a higher low, right? So these are all three higher lows. And then here you have a low, low, lower low. So there is divergence. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at this and say, okay, we do have some divergence there. Maybe it's time to take a trade. And so what we are going to do to verify that is we are going to zoom in here and look at the volume. If there is an increase in the volume, then that usually means that people got stopped out. People ended up thinking that this was the bottom. But then if you look at it, it's like, wait a minute, we do have some pretty serious green bars here, and we're continuing to go higher. And on the histogram, right, when you have these dark red candles, that means that the momentum is getting stronger and stronger. Then when you have the lighter candles, that means it's getting weaker and weaker. So we have this candle here that's showing weakness. We have a red candle, and then we have a weakness candle, weakness candle. So you mix in all of that stuff right here, where you also have, these are green bars on signaling that the momentum is getting weak with divergence. And so you would just get in here. Now, when you are trading, when you're swing trading, you can hold on to a trade as long as you want, but I would always suggest you do at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward on your trade. So here we put our stop loss at the low, and we are going to look for a 2-to-1 risk to reward for at least taking our first profit. Okay, for our first profit here. And there you go, bam, we have that. And then what you basically do is you just let the rest ride. Now, when I say let the rest ride, you're just going to continuously move your stop loss up and up and up along with the trend. Okay, and so usually what you like to do is just leave your stop loss at the last low. Then you see here the price comes up, we have a low right here, so we put the stop loss there, and then we have a low right here, so we'd end up putting the stop loss here, and then eventually we have a low right here, you put the stop loss here, and then eventually as time goes on, it'll come down here. But that basically will, I mean, guarantee you, if you were to have taken that trade, that you would just have made some serious profit off of something that's very, very easy to recognize. And so now what we're going to do is just go find some more examples. So here is another example. Obviously, this is the high back in 2017 for Bitcoin. Absolute madness going on during that time. Everybody and their mother was talking about Bitcoin. But what do we see here? We see that we are making higher highs. So we have a high. We have a higher high right here as well. But then we are making lower highs on the histogram here. And on top of that, we do have a lighter blue color right here for the histogram, and that's also signaling here. And we also have a red candle, so that is signaling that there is some serious weakness going on here. And we do have, as you guys can see here, and we do have the red side becoming stronger. And then we also, as time goes on, the candles you can see here are even stronger as far as how the momentum is shifting. So not only do we have some weakness here, but we have some of the momentum shifting right around here. So I would say as soon as we take this low right here, I would say that this is the candle that we need to get in on, because we see the weakness. in the momentum, we see the divergence as far as you're making higher highs on the price, but lower highs on the histogram. And we see the weakness here, and we see the strength in the momentum. So I would say that we would go ahead and short this right here. Again, we'll put our stop loss at the high, and we're aiming for that 2-to-1 risk to reward. Boom, we have it right there. We would have hit our take profit right there. And then here again, you let the rest ride. You still have your your lows right here. You probably want to put your stop loss right here. And then you see we don't get stopped out, and we just keep going lower and lower. And as you guys know, you should know that obviously the Bitcoin prices kept getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. But that doesn't mean that we still can't long. And so we see here that we have this this trend. We're making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. But what is happening on the MACD? We are making higher lows right here. So this would have been a situation where we could have been taking a long trade somewhere around here, I would say, because we do have our momentum shifting. We put our stop loss at the low. We aim for that 2-to-1 risk to reward, and boom, we would have hit it. And here, unfortunately, though, we obviously wouldn't have been able to continue to basically let our stops or basically keep, what am I trying to say here? I'm losing my words. Trailing our stop loss. That's what it is. Letting our stops ride because clearly, obviously, as you guys can see here, the downtrend continues. So that's one of the things. And from another point of view, well, actually, I feel like this video has gone on long enough explaining exactly what it is that you're looking for. So you're looking for those divergences. So I think now is probably the better time to explain our hedge fund and all of that stuff. So that way you guys don't have to memorize any of this stuff. So with our hedge fund, the way it works is, like I said, you leave all the hard work up to us. We go through our strategy optimizer, and we are basically, you see here in this queue, I have 29,000 runs where we have all of these different options for the MACD, the EMA, the stop losses, the take profits, all of these different things, as you guys can see here for the backtesting overview. And sometimes what it does is it finds that the settings, and when I say settings for the MACD, when I come over here and I show you guys these settings, imagine doing this yourself one by one and then going through and like painstakingly looking at it one by one by one by one. It would take you 5 million years just to do, 3 different settings. So that's what our bot does, is it goes through and runs through all these different settings, and then it tells us, through the back test, which is what you guys should be doing. You guys go and back test this strategy and any strategy that you find on YouTube for that matter. You always have to back test it, but that's what we do here automatically. And so we have that. And then when we find that strategy through our strategy optimizer, through doing all of these different tests, through looking at all of these different possibilities that we have here that can possibly sometimes get up to like 100,000 different combinations, what we do is once we find the strategy that we really, really, really like, we add it here for you guys to have the ability to subscribe to. And we only take a cut of the profits that you make if you are in profit. So that's it. If you don't make money, we don't make money. And you also do not owe us any type of subscription fees or anything like that. Okay. And so make sure you guys head over to investobot.ai and join us. And again, if you have any questions, you can join us over in Discord, ask us any questions. We are constantly in these voice channels to where you guys can actually just jump in and have a one-on-one conversation with us. Or again, you can go and email us at support@investobot.ai with any of your questions. We'd be more than happy to help you out. And if you guys really are just adamant about the fact that you want to build your own bot, or you want to try to take these trades yourself, we do have a link to Bybit down below. Make sure you guys sign up, and you'll get a bonus depending upon how big of a deposit that you make. And that's another thing. A lot of people ask, how much do I have to deposit here? It's up to you. You could start with $1 or $1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000. It's up to you, but we highly suggest 1,000 or maybe even 10,000 or more, because again, this is a hedge fund. We're talking about building wealth here over time. And so, $1,000, it's going to be really, really hard to build tons and tons of money off of $1,000. So, but hey, go ahead and deposit. We've had some other people deposit. They just took some trades today and they won. And so, yeah, they didn't have to do anything. They just deposited, and now they are now their account is bigger than it used to be. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, all that fun stuff, and join us over on Discord and in Investobot. And I will catch you guys next time.